And that includes going to court, whether it's criminal or civil. If it's a civil matter that they get involved in and they have to go to court, why are they angry about it? They get paid. If it's a day that they have that they're on duty, they get paid to go to court. They don't have to they don't have to clock out and go to court. They get paid. So why are they so angry about it? Why do they act like a-holes about it?
You got me, buddy.
Very few times have I ever served a police officer and them say, "Huh, okay, I'll be there."
Yeah, all right.
They act like jerks.
And welcome back to another episode of True Stories from a Real Private Eye. I'm your host, Vinnie Coppola. With me, as always, is Lynn Lambdin, a real private investigator in Atlanta, Georgia. And I heard he's got a rowdy one for us today. What do you got for us today, Lynn?
Well, Vinnie, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. Still stressed, but I'm taking it day by day still,
Yeah, well, Vinnie, stress will kill you if you don't let it loosen up on you a little bit.
I got it. I know. It's. I see light at the end of the tunnel, but you got to get through the bitter waters to get to the sweet.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, here, I figured this week we'd talk about serving police officers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've served quite a few police officers with lawsuits, subpoenas, what have you.
And I'm sure they were very, very nice about it. And
they were lovely, Vinnie. They were lovely. They
yeah.
With open arms.
Yeah.
The first one was a DeKalb County police officer, and I learned that you have to show up during shift change to serve them. So basically,
I think I remember you saying that on another episode, actually.
Yeah. You show up during shift change, and so what happens is this particular police officer come to work at 3:00
in the afternoon, in the morning.
In the afternoon.
Okay.
So I get there at about 2:30, and they go into their little meeting to discuss what they're going to do. So I go in and I ask for him, and I'm sitting there, and I told the clerk, I said, I need to talk to him about a police report. And I'm trying to serve him with a subpoena. So I had the police report in my hand, and I had
you didn't tell the clerk that you were trying to serve him.
No, I said I need to talk to him about this police report.
Right. Okay.
And she's sitting behind the glass, and I keep doing the police report like this.
Yeah.
And I have the subpoena behind the police report.
Right.
And I do need to talk to him about this police report when I'm serving him a subpoena that he worked the accident and that the police report was written on. And it's going to go to court. And I'm serving him a subpoena to go to court on the police report. And so I sat there. He lets me sit there for about a half hour, 45 minutes, which I don't care. I'm going to charge him by the hour anyway, because It's just police officers are notorious asses. So you have to serve them by the hour. I mean, you have to, you have to work by the hour when serving them, because they're all going to treat you dirty, and you have to, you're going to be a while.
Right.
So I sat there about 30, 45 minutes, and here he comes out and he goes, what do you need to talk to me about a police report for? So I lift the police report up, and I took my right hand and I pulled the police report away, and I said, here you go, buddy. My mistake.
Yeah.
He looks at it, and just all of the expression comes out of his face. And he follows me out of the police station. And he follows me to my car, and I park about 150 yards away from about a football field and a half away from the police station, because that's where citizens have to park. And as I'm going to my car, he's telling me that he's going to arrest me and charge me with every traffic violation in the world when I get in my vehicle. And I lied to him and told him that I was wanted to talk to him about a police report. And if I would have told him the truth, he would have never come out and took the subpoena. Well, me being the smart ass I am, I said, if you don't like your job, quit and go somewhere else. When you write a police report or you investigate an accident, you may have to go to court.
Yeah.
That's just part of your job.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. And he proceeds to tell me that these deadbeats trying to game the system shouldn't have to sue everybody when they get in an accident. Well, the sad part about it is it wasn't a deadbeat type of accident. It was a pretty serious accident with entrapment, and a lady was unconscious. And what happened is a concrete truck with the mixer on the back
Yeah.
hit a two-seater sports car, and the young lady that was in the two-seater sports car was unconscious, and it ripped her face and side of her head off, and even they had to, it ripped her ear and everything off.
Ugh.
So it wasn't like it was somebody trying to chase a dollar. This was a very serious accident.
And she got hurt pretty bad.
No, she didn't get hurt pretty bad. She almost lost her life.
Yeah.
And so what happened is the driver of the cement truck found a guy walking down the road and said, "I'll give you $100 to tell the police my story." So I found the bum. He was a bum. He was homeless.
Yeah.
I found him, and he admitted to me what happened.
Right.
And he said, yes, the guy, I was just walking by, and he actually, what happened is I didn't actually find him first. I found another guy. What happened is I printed up flyers and I posted them everywhere. If you've seen this wreck, call me.
Yeah.
Because our client was unconscious and couldn't tell the police what happened.
Right.
So the concrete truck driver took the opportunity to tell his side of the story, which often happens when one person's unconscious in the accident.
Oh, well, why not? Sure.
So what he done is he told his side of the story, and he paid this bum to be a witness because he knew when the girl come to, she would have a different side of the story.
Right.
So what happened is he was turning to get on the interstate on I-285, and he hit this car on the side. So he told the police officer that she turned in front of him, and he paid the bum to say the same thing. So when I put these posters up, these flyers up, I had a guy come forward and said, yes, I witnessed the accident, and I said, well, how do I know you're not just saying this? He said, he said, we only have one car. I was driving my wife to work. She works at the hotel. And I'll tell you where this is at. This is at, as you're going down 285, you know where the Masters Inn is on 285?
Yes, I do.
What is that exit right there? Lawrenceville Highway.
Right.
I think it's either Lawrenceville Highway or the exit right before or right after. I can't remember the exit, but
okay.
You know where that Masters Inn right there.
I've seen the Masters Inn, yes.
His wife works at the Masters Inn. The concrete truck was getting on the 285 right there and hit the car.
Okay.
And this was like a little two-seater sports car. I can't remember what it was, but it's a little two-seater sports car. So it just tore this little two-seater sports car all to pieces and just ripped just ripped her whole side of her face off.
Jeez.
And I asked the guy, I said, well, he said, I was taking her there to drop her off at work. And he said, then I was going to work. He said, that's how we witnessed this. And so his story matched up. His story held water.
Right, right.
And I said, so where did this other witness come from that's collaborating his story? He said, I seen this guy get out of the truck, walk across the interstate on the bridge there, and take his wallet out and pay that guy.
Right.
So when the witness So what happened is we couldn't get in touch with the witness because he was a bum.
Right.
He had no phone, no address, nothing. He gave us
Right.
an address, but it was an address to his sister's house, and his sister didn't know where he was at because he was a bum on the street. He didn't have a phone. You couldn't get in touch with him. And this was back really before cell phones were really popular and before anybody really had a lot, cell phones wasn't, people who had cell phones were few and far between.
This episode is brought to you by Simple Funding LLC. For all of your pre-settlement funding needs, contact Simple Funding LLC to receive your money promptly. They're a customer-centric legal funding company that provides exceptional funding solutions at affordable rates. Simple Funding covers a diverse range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, worker compensation, medical malpractice, wrongful death, and more. They recognize that life goes on and you need to access your funds immediately, which is why they offer clients a swift and efficient process with minimal documentation requirements. For more information, visit simplefundingllc.com or contact them directly at 678-855-6232.
So I canvassed the area for days. I finally found the dude. And I told him, I said, look, we know that this dude paid you because we found a witness. How much did he pay you? Well, he didn't pay me nothing. And I just lied to the dude. And I said, look, we know he paid you. And the guy's admitted to paying you. And we're going to have you arrested if you don't come out with the truth. And he goes, man, he paid me $100. He paid me $100.
Yeah.
So, and I had this all recorded.
Right.
And so that's why the case was going to court. Because the insurance company didn't want to believe that we had all this on tape, and we didn't turn it over to them. We were holding out our tape of the recording, even though we told them, look, this dude lied. He's admitted to lying to us, but we didn't turn the tape over.
Right.
So we filed the lawsuit and served the police officer because we couldn't get the police officer to talk to us about the case. We tried forever to get the police officer to talk to us. We just wanted to, the attorney wanted to talk to the police officer and ask the police officer, why did you believe this bum's story?
Yeah.
Why did you take his story? Why did you put it in the police report? Because the insurance company's fighting us on this because it was a commercial policy and they had $1 million worth of insurance.
Right.
So they were fighting us on it. And that's what prompted him filing the lawsuit, is because they wanted the full $1 million.
Right.
And if it would have been a $25,000 policy, they would have just paid the policy and went on.
Right, of course.
But $1 million are going to fight on it. So he filed the lawsuit, and that's what prompted it. And that's why,
Yeah.
So as we were walking out to my car, this police officer was saying, when you stick your key in that car door to unlock it, he said, I'm going to arrest you. And he said, I'm going to take you to jail on every traffic charge there is in the book.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to get into the car.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to unlock my car door.
Right.
So I had a cell phone at the time. So I took my cell phone and I called the attorney's office and I said, this asshole is threatening arresting me for serving him. And, he said, let me call the captain. So he called the police station, and it took him a while because, you just can't call the police station. So the attorney just raises hell and finally gets and then all of a sudden you hear this police officer's name come across the radio, and he says, get your ass into the ear right now.
Yeah. Nice.
And he turned and took off.
Yeah.
And then I get in my car, I start my car, and as he's walking back, I went, beep, beep, and waved at him.
Oh, man.
Oh, he was hot.
Yeah.
But we eventually...
You had to do it, Lynn.
I had to do it.
Yeah.
I had to do it. But what happened is that we eventually turned our recording the conversation over to the insurance company. I didn't do it. The attorney did, but we turned everything over and they settled the case for the full $1 million.
Oh, good.
So the girl got the full $1 million without us going to court.
Good. And hopefully her medical bill is paid in addition.
Well, her medical bills came out of the full million, but
That's too bad.
well, but
Yeah.
you negotiate those down. The attorneys negotiate all those down. She
Right.
walked away with several $100,000. The hospital probably walked away with about probably 200,000 or 300,000. She walked away with 200,000 or 300,000, and the attorney walked away with 200,000 or 300,000.
Nice. Okay.
But she did well on it. But man,
Okay,
she was hurt. She when it was all said and done, she had a big scar, Vinny, that came all the way down through here and under her chin and everything. Man, I felt so sorry for her. And she had a scar around her ear. Man, I mean, it was horrible, man. It was horrible. When I went to the tow yard to take pictures of her car, they were blood all over her car, man. You look at the car and go, man, how'd this poor girl live?
Right.
And you know what bothered me about the whole thing?
What?
Is looking at this car and looking at this guy in this truck and going, how did this a-hole have a conscience about him to go, man, it wasn't my fault. This girl laying here bleeding, knowing that he was at fault for this accident, and him going, I'm going to pay this dude to lie.
Yeah.
How do you do that, Vinny?
Because he probably lost his job over it.
Who cares?
Yeah, I know, but that's the way some assholes are.
I don't have a conscience to do that, though.
Me neither.
I would have been out of the car helping this girl.
Yeah.
And telling the police how sorry I was at what I'd done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been the first thing out of my truck doing is trying to find a witness to lie for me because this girl was unconscious.
Yeah. Dude, when I was living in Los Angeles, I was driving to a class, and this woman out of nowhere switched lanes without looking, and she clipped the front of my car and wound up spinning around, and spinning around and left over here in the other lane, and I was and my airbag deployed. And as soon as my car stopped, I opened the door and ran over to it. Are you all right?
Yep.
And it wasn't my fault. The accident wasn't my fault, but I was like, I just was like, are you okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have been the same way, man. I wouldn't, but there are jerks out in this world, bro.
Yep. Exactly. There's tons of jerks. So sometimes I have to, some departments, there is a couple of departments around town, police departments, that if you try to serve a police officer for something that he has done on duty, they have a liaison at the police station or the courthouse that you just go serve them, and they will guarantee the police officer's appearance. But that is few and far between. Those are rare.
Yeah.
Some of them just say, well, they're individuals, you have to serve them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I even have to find home addresses for them and serve them at home.
Right.
And they get really angry at me when I show them up at their house.
I bet.
But I mean, think about it, Vinny. I'm one of these people that says, if you got a lawsuit or subpoena for me, call me. I'll come out and meet you.
Yeah.
Knock on my door. I'm not going to run from it.
Right.
If you're serving me, it's my responsibility. I'll take it. But
yeah.
But think about it as a police officer. You got to take it a step further. A police officer's job is not done until the case is complete.
Right.
And that includes going to court.
Yeah.
Whether it's criminal or civil. If it's a civil matter that they get involved in and they have to go to court, why are they angry about it? They get paid.
Yeah.
If it's a day that they have that they're on duty, they get paid to go to court. They don't have to they don't have to clock out and go to court. They get paid.
Yeah.
So why are they so angry about it? Why do they act like a-holes about it?
You got me, buddy.
Very few times have I ever served a police officer and them say, okay, I'll be there.
Yeah, all right.
They act like jerks.
Yeah.
I mean, even in a criminal case where they know they're going to be there anyway, and I'm serving them with a subpoena just to just in case the prosecutor wants to play games, they get mad about it. Well, you're going to be there anyway. You're on the witness list for the prosecutor. Why are you being mad?
Yeah.
You're on the witness list for the prosecutor, and you're acting stupid because I served you with a subpoena for the defense.
Yeah.
Why are you acting stupid?
Right.
Yeah, I don't get it. Are you mad because I won?
Yeah. That's got to be it.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get it. And think about it in a different way. When I'm trying to serve somebody with a lawsuit or a subpoena, you have to be on guard 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't.
Yeah.
So if you mess up once, I win.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I don't. You have to be looking out your window. You can't. If you really don't want to be served, you need to take off work and leave the country.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm going to serve you.
Yeah.
You can't run from me forever. Because I served a police officer who thought that he was so cool and thought that he could just avoid service no matter what. So what I did is I called the police department and they tell me what shift he worked. And I knew what area he worked because this was for a car accident. And I knew where he worked the car accident, so I knew what area he worked. So I just went to the area where he worked and spotted a police car and followed the police car until he pulled over. And when he pulled over, I walked up to the police car and I said, "Are you so-and-so?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Here's your damn subpoena."
Yeah. Yeah.
Now so how do you run from that?
You can't.
Oh man, he was angry. Oh man, he was mad. You can't serve me while I'm on duty.
Yeah. Says who?
Where? Show me that law.
Yeah. Right.
Show me. I tell you what. Challenge it in front of the judge.
Yeah.
Take it in front of the judge.
Yeah.
I've never had a judge tell me I couldn't serve a police officer while in uniform.
Right.
Never. The only time that I've ever had a judge tell me that I couldn't serve someone is when you are commanded to be at court. And then I have to wait for you to leave the courthouse. And then once you step off of courthouse grounds, I can serve you.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that really makes them mad when you follow them off of courthouse grounds.
Yeah, and then you give them another one. What again?
Oh yeah, they want to fight with police officers. For some reason, they always want to fight with you when you serve them. I guess they think they can get away with it.
Yeah, yeah.
I served a police officer out in Paulding County, and I'm not going to tell you what he done to be served.
Okay.
Because we're going to talk about his case in the near future.
Okay.
It's a big case.
Is it still ongoing? Is that why?
No, it is not ongoing.
Uh-huh. It's just a separate story.
It's a different story.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about his case in the near future.
Okay.
But I served him with a lawsuit for wrongful death.
Okay.
I'll just tell you, he killed somebody.
With his gun?
With his gun.
Okay.
And he, I got the displeasure of serving him with a lawsuit. And I don't think this man should be a police officer.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure he has anger issues. I served him in February, I do believe. It was cold. It was either February or March. It was cold and it was raining when I served him. He was working out in his garage with the garage door up. He had on a tank top, cut off shorts, with this horrible thrash music playing loud.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know about you, Vinnie, if you've ever worked out, but
I used to quite a bit.
But when it's cold and freezing rain,
Yeah.
it just doesn't appeal to me.
No, that's tough.
And he was just, and when he would breathe, he would just have that hot steam coming off of him.
Oh yeah.
He may have liked that, but that just he may not be angry, but he appeared to be very angry when he was working out.
You're listening to thrash music. You're an angry person.
And I just wouldn't have had my garage door up, listening to music, that type of music, lifting those type of weights.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't say anything to me when I served him.
Right.
But he did come across, I said, "Are you so-and-so?" And he goes, "What?" There you go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and he just looked at it and turned and walked away.
What was the case? Was he being sued by the person by the family of the person he killed?
He was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was a case that was in the news, and we'll discuss it. I think we're going to have the kid's father on in the next sometime in the future.
Okay.
I've spoken to the kid's father.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for the kid's father to produce the autopsy.
Okay.
And when he produces the autopsy, I think we're going to have him on.
Okay. All right.
And we'll discuss it in depth.
Okay.
Sounds good. The kid's father has produced some police car recordings that is going to make your mouth drop open.
Okay.
And we'll
wow, that's going to be a good episode. We're going to have police recordings. We're going to have pictures. We're going to have
if the autopsy shows what he tells me it shows, we're going to have him on. If it doesn't, then we're probably not going to have it on.
Okay.
It's a controversial case. And if the autopsy shows that the kid was shot in the back, we're going to have it on. If the autopsy shows that the kid was shot in the front, we're not going to have it on, because it's just one of those type of things. One of those.
Right. Got it.
You know, because if the kid was shot in the back, then the kid was.
That's a whole other thing. Yeah.
Yeah. If the kid was shot in the front, it's then because the controversy is the kid was pointing a gun at the police officer.
Yeah.
And if the kid was shot in the back, he couldn't have been pointing a gun at the police officer.
Absolutely. Right.
And if the kid was pointing a gun at the police officer, we're not discussing the case on, it's just not.
Of course not. You point a gun at a police officer and you get shot, that's on you.
That's on you.
Yeah. Don't point a gun at a police officer. They got a stressful job.
Exactly.
People want to kill them. They know people want to kill them. You pull out a gun, they think they're going to get killed, so they shoot.
That's right.
And they're pretty much a better shot than you, unless you're an Olympic level shooter or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So when he produces the autopsy, and the autopsy has the X on the kid's back, then we're going to bring the father on.
For sure. Okay, that'll be a good episode. Yeah.
And if and I don't care what kind of criminal the kid was, a police officer is not an executioner.
No.
So.
No.
I don't care what happens. A police officer is not a judge and a jury and an executioner. He's just the arresting officer.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
So.
But still, don't run from the cops. Just comply.
But the kid wasn't driving the car. The kid was a passenger, so.
Yeah. Well, the easiest way not to get your ass kicked by the cops or killed is to just comply.
I agree.
Just comply. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay. Look, he may be doing wrong. This cop may be profiling you, or he may have stopped you unnecessarily, or he may be harassing you, or whatever he's doing. Okay. He may be doing wrong. Just comply.
Yep.
Don't piss off a guy who has a gun and possibly hates you.
Exactly.
Don't just comply. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, I'll come with you. Yes, sir.
Yep. That's what I do.
Don't argue with them.
Yep.
It's the easiest way to not get yourself killed or beat up.
Yep. Vinny, I was coming out of Rome, Georgia, and I'm sure that you've made that trip out of Rome a couple times.
Many times.
You know, as you're coming out of Rome, I can't think of the street that comes out of Rome. As you come out of Rome, it makes that transition, and there's a curve right there. It used to be. They've changed it now.
Right.
But it makes you come out of Rome, and it makes that big curve right there from one. It's that 4-lane. It's not 411, is it?
You know this area more than me, apparently. As many times as I've been to Rome, Georgia, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, it's a 4-lane that comes out of Rome,
Yeah.
and then it makes a transition from that 4-lane, and it's a big curve that comes out and makes a kind of a big right.
Okay.
And a police officer tags me, and I'm running about 20, 25 miles over the speed limit.
Okay.
And I stop right there on that curve, and cars are whizzing by, and the police officer walks up there, and he's looking back and forth. And I said, officer, I said, man, you're going to get hit and killed. I said, there's a driveway right there. I said, let's pull up there, and I'll pull in that driveway so that you don't get hit.
Yeah.
I said, I would just feel better.
Yeah.
I said, because I would feel really bad if you got hit.
Yeah.
He said, okay. He said, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we pulled up about 200 yards, and I pulled in the driveway, and he pulled in behind me.
Yeah.
He walks up, and I hand him my driver's license, my insurance, and everything. And he walks back to his car. He comes back up, and he said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. He said, I'm going to write you a warning since you were concerned about my life.
Oh, nice. See, of course.
So, and I really was. I mean, I didn't expect him to do that.
Right.
And I didn't do it so that he would write me a warning.
Yeah.
I would have just felt really bad if the man would have got killed on that curve
because you were speeding.
Because I was speeding.
Yeah.
So I really just didn't want to see him get killed and me have to sit there for another 4 hours while they cleared the scene.
Yeah, and there's that. It's the inconvenience of it all.
And
yes.
and I didn't want the man to get hurt or killed or anything. And cars were just whizzing by, man. I mean, just whizzing by.
Yeah.
You know, I know what people were thinking. Hell, he's busy. I don't need to slow down.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so I said, let's just pull over here so that you don't get hit. And so he just said, look, he said, since you were concerned about me, I'm just going to write you a warning.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I really appreciate it. I said, I didn't do it for that. He goes, I know. He said, but I really appreciate your concern, and I'm just going to write you a warning.
Right.
So
great.
he just wrote me a warning. So just a little kindness goes a long way.
This episode is brought to you by the Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates, voted the best law firm by the American Institute of Trial Lawyers. When life hits you hard with a serious injury, don't let insurance companies hit you harder with lowball offers and endless runaround. You deserve justice. You deserve compensation. You deserve to win. The Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates have a high-powered legal team with a nationwide reach and the highest rating on the National Attorney Rating Service. Trial Magazine calls them one of the most influential law firms in America. They win big. Big results at trial court, appeals court, the state Supreme Court, and are recognized as award-winning litigators of the year. The Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates handle everything so you can heal. Don't face this battle alone. The aftermath of an accident is traumatic enough. Medical bills pile up, pain overwhelms, emotions run high, and that's where they step in to shoulder the legal fight while you focus on what truly matters, your recovery. They are the first law firm to offer a bigger settlement guarantee. If they can't beat the amount of your current settlement with a bigger settlement offer, your legal fees are free. Ready to win your case? Find out in one phone call if you have a case and how much your case is really worth. Call the Accident Attorneys of Monge and Associates today at 1-888-477-0597 or visit them online at becauseyouwanttowin.com.
A little bit of kindness, a little bit of respect.
Yep.
You know, these guys, hey, they may be jerks. They may be I mean, whatever name you got for them, they may be all of that.
Yep.
But the truth of the matter is they got a stressful job. They got people that want to kill them. And if you're going to give them a hard time, you're going to get a hard time. So the best thing you can do is just, dude, I've told a few stories on this podcast about just being honest with the cops has gotten me out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, me too.
A lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I was speeding one time. This is when Alexia was working, and her computer went down, and I had to go get her a new keyboard. So and she's got to be all day,
Yeah.
I'm flying to Best Buy. This cop pulls me over, and he goes, "Son," he goes, "why are you going so fast?" And I said, "Well, my wife works from home. Her computer went down, and I'm rushing to get her a new one." He goes, "Do you have anything in the car that I need to know about?" I go, "Yes, sir. I got a 357. I got a loaded 357 Magnum right here in my what's that side thing called? The
Console.
Console. Right? I got it right here in my console." He goes, "All right, I'll make you a deal. I won't take mine out if you don't take yours out." And I said, "Deal." And I gave my stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I was going fast, dude. He came back and he goes, "Look, son, just slow it down." Yep. And I think that's because I was honest with him.
Yep.
He goes, why are you going so fast? I told him why.
Yep.
I told him about the gun. He realized, well, this guy's got nothing to hide. This guy's just, trying to help his wife.
Yeah.
Just another example of just be honest. Don't give him a hard time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I do the same thing. And even though I have a lot of run-ins with cops, I have a lot of run-in with cops in my business. Yeah. And I go to court against cops. And I make a lot of cops mad. Yeah. Especially when I go to court against them.
Yeah.
And I really piss them off. But when I meet them on the street and when they pull me over, I'm very nice. I'm yes, sir, no, sir.
Absolutely.
I have these pins printed up with my business name on them. I don't know if you can see it there or not. And
I need a few of those.
I'll give you all you want.
All right.
And when I see police officers out, Vinny,
yeah,
I stop and I give them a handful of pens, and they're really nice writing pens, and I give them all the pens. I say, "Here," and I say, "It's got my number on it. If you run out, call me. I'll bring them to you."
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
yeah. And then I tell them, I say, "Now, if you pull me over, remember that's my pen you got in your hand."
Yeah. Don't write me a ticket with my pen.
That's right. But I just try to be nice to them, just because they do have a stressful job.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that it's stressful. It's that there are people trying to kill. Like there are people that are trying to kill them. There are people that hate them. In every movie about a heist, they're always having the little conversation before they pull the job, and it's always, "All right, as soon as we get in there, you take out the cop."
Yeah.
So as soon as you see him, you put the security guard down. It's
Yep.
You give these guys a hard time when they're in the midst of all that stress. You're gonna have a hard time.
Yep.
Just be respectful, comply, and then call a lawyer.
Yeah. Well,
when it's all done, and you're safe in your house, call a lawyer.
Well, if you be nice to them, most of the time you don't even have to call a lawyer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point. You won't even have to. If you're nice, you wouldn't. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at how different
it turns out.
They'll treat you. Yeah.
And these days, you got a camera.
Unless you're serving them papers.
Yeah. And these days, you got a camera.
Yeah.
Just turn your camera on and be nice. And if the police officer does something wrong, you got him on film.
Right.
So, it's so simple these days.
Yeah.
And I got cameras. I don't go anywhere without a dash cam in my vehicle, just because of the idiots that are out there.
It's very smart.
So, and then you got cameras on your phone, and, and I carry cameras with me everywhere I go. I don't go anywhere without cameras these days, just because of the stupidity that goes on in this world.
Yeah.
I got cameras on, I got, I actually changed my dash cams up now to where I got dash cams that goes forward, left and right and back.
That's smart.
Yeah. Just because, there's too many idiots in this world.
No, I agree, dude. I've been thinking about doing that too.
Yeah. And I don't do it for police officers. I do it for all the other idiots that
100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I get calls every day for car accidents that people say, I was in a car wreck, and the matter of fact, I got a call just the other day that a guy said I was in a car wreck, and the police officer wrote the police report up, and he doesn't know whose fault it is. And he said, I couldn't talk to the police officer because I was so seriously injured. And I said, well, I'll see what I can do. And I got a copy of the police report. And sure enough, the police officer wrote it up as he didn't know who was at fault, because the guy that called me up was so injured he couldn't tell his side of the story.
Right.
And the other guy told a story that didn't quite make sense.
Right.
And that's what he put in the police report.
Yeah.
Well, all you had to do was have a dash cam, and it would have told the whole story.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
These days, I don't know why you can get a dash cam for $49.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you have had a dash cam in your car, and this would have solved this issue?
Yeah.
I had to tell you a very quick story. I had another cop story. Had a guy call us up, and he said he was in a car accident, and the police officer wrote him a ticket. And I said, do you have a dash cam? He goes, yeah, I had a dash cam. I says, but the police officer wrote you a ticket. And he said, well, it wasn't my fault. He said, the two girls that was in the car that caused the accident had on very short skirts, and they were flashing the cop, and he was a young cop. So he did whatever they wanted, whatever they said, the cop done.
Isn't that the way?
And I said, that's kind of hard to believe. I says, but I'm going to take a look at your dash cam. And I carry a computer with me everywhere I go.
Right.
Because I'll write a report up right on the scene, and then I will just email it to wherever I need to go.
Yeah.
And so I took this little flash drive, and it's a little SD card, and I flipped it my computer, and sure enough, he was not at fault for the accident. But he had enough sense that he let it play while the police officer was being flirted with by the two girls.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
That
does it. I'm getting a dash cam.
These two girls were flipping those dresses up and showing this police officer their ass and everything.
Yeah.
And they just, whatever that,
well, God bless them,
and they wasn't even good looking girls. They were pretty chunky girls.
Right.
But I guess he liked the chunky ones.
Yeah.
And he was a little skinny officer.
Right.
And boy, we tore that one up. We blew that one out of the water.
Yeah, I bet.
And the police officer, when he wrote up the police report, he put our guy at fault, wrote our guy a ticket and everything. And it was clearly, when you look at that dash cam, Vinnie, it was 100% their fault.
Yeah.
And they were flirting with that police officer. They were flipping that dresses up, and whatever they wanted, they got. And but
more power to them for knowing their power.
That's right. That dash cam. And the funny part about it was he paid like $29 for this thing at Walmart, and it was the grainiest video that you'd ever seen.
Yeah.
But it got the job done.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is go get you a dash cam.
Go get your dash cam. And hey, if you work for a dash cam company or own one,
call us.
We will make you we would be glad to have you as a sponsor.
We would love to have you as a sponsor.
Yes. Yes. Just send us your top of the line dash cam.
We need a couple more sponsors. Our spots are filling up. We've got 2 already.
We got 2, yes. Very lucky to have them, and they're great sponsors. It's one thing, to have sponsors, and then another thing to have sponsors that actually have that are it's a great business.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we have 2 wonderful sponsors. Two great sponsors, and we would like to have about 2 or 3 more.
For sure. Thank you so much for being here. We do so appreciate it. If you like stand-up comedy and goofball videos, check me out online, Vinnie.com, www.vinnie.com. All the links to all my social media is there. Give me a follow, check out a video. If you need someone surveilled, if you need papers served, if you're looking for someone and can't find them, ladies and gentlemen, Lynn Lambdin is the best. Tell them your website.
LWIAS.com, LWIAS.com. And if you need voice work, call Vinnie. He'll do your voice work for you.
Sure, absolutely. I also do voiceover work. Thank you so much, Simple Funding, for sponsoring this episode. And thank you, the accident attorneys of Monge and Associates. If you were in an accident, if you are injured, call Monge and Associates. Fantastic legal firm, always great results.
Because you want to win.com.
Because you want to win.com. That is absolutely correct. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the podcast and write us a review. We'd love to hear from you, what we can do to improve or what you like or what you dislike. Thank you very much. We will see you next week.